What's up guys, Rui here and welcome back to the channel. In the past, we took a look at a couple of bag accessories from a technical goods company called JWEEP that is based out in Thailand. This summer around for their latest release, they are venturing into apparel goods as well. And for their first entry, they are producing two pairs of bottom wear, which is a pair of shorts and also a crop long pants. The pair that we'll be checking out in today's video is the crop long pants. And for those of you who are familiar with them, they are a rather entry-level technical goods company that produces pieces that are more towards the affordable side of the spectrum. In full transparency, this pair was sent over to me by the people over at JWEEP, but as always, all my thoughts and opinions are of my own. So let's check them out and see what we do get for $72 in terms of the overall construction, material, and functionality. TLDR, there are a lot of questionable decisions made here that made it to be rather disappointing for me and even potential deal breakers for many of you out there. One last thing before we continue to dive further into today's video, it would be very much appreciated if you could go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below if you are new to this channel or just haven't been subscribed yet. Also, if you are feeling generous and want to help support the channel in a much bigger way, I do have a Patreon page whereby I've only set up to be $1 a month, and all of it will go into helping me to pick up new filming equipment so that I can continue to improve the qualities of the videos for you all, as well as helping to keep the lights on this channel. Overall, I would say this is a very visually simple looking pair of pants with not much going on in terms of its design, and I think this is one of its strongest points because a lot of times pants around this price category tend to go for that overly aggressive look with heavy straps and pocketing, and if you are a fan of those kind of aesthetic, that's great, but it's really not for me, especially if it doesn't serve any purpose. Silhouette wise, it has a rather wide and relaxed cut that actually does remind me of traditional cargo pants as it runs straight down without any tapering. As to how these fit, it only comes in two sizes as the entire waist area is constructed using an elastic band, hence it's able to be stretched out to accommodate different waist sizes. I'm wearing a size 1 here and it fits me just fine with plenty of room left. One thing that I was rather surprised and glad about is actually how well the articulation of the pants is. Throughout my entire time testing and having the pants on, I do get this sense of freedom and mobility, and it doesn't feel restrictive at all. However, something to note is that as much as these are promoted to be crop pants, and even the pictures on their site showcase the pants to end much higher above the ankle area, this wasn't the case for me. If I were to have on the pants as I normally would, which is around my hip area, it's only barely above my ankle, so it doesn't actually have a very aggressive crop. This could be a person-to-person basis, but I think it is something you should consider as well. Where this pair of pants really fall for me is in terms of the overall construction and material wise. It is marketed to be a pair of pants that is very lightweight and breathable, making it suitable to be worn during the hot days. And while that is somewhat true, I do think there are some things that we have to look into as well. The pants are indeed incredibly thin and super lightweight, seeing that the polyester fabric only comes in at 110 GSM. For context purposes, a lightweight t-shirt usually comes in at around 130 to 150 GSM, therefore these are even thinner and lighter than a t-shirt. Unfortunately, this actually also makes the pants incredibly cheap feeling, and one could argue that it feels cheap only because we tend to equate high quality with weight, but having these in hand, it truly doesn't give me any assurance or ease of mind that it is going to last. I personally do not have any confidence that it will still hold up after a couple of washes or even just wears. Now, I totally understand the pants are targeted towards hot weather usage, hence the decision to utilize an extremely lightweight fabric. But honestly, there are so many ways to go about designing a pair of pants that have features that will help during hot days, such as having key ventilation points or just the utilization of mesh fabrics that will provide a more optimal airflow and breathability. In terms of the rest of the other materials being used here, there are several plastic components, but really they all feel incredibly light and hollow. There's a plastic clip and also a belt system, but I would rather them not include it to relocate the resources into something else. In fact, the snap buttons actually broke only after several test wears, and it does appear that the component itself isn't very high quality to begin with. Moving towards feature-wise, it is what you would expect from a fairly standard budget functional pair of pants, focusing on water repellent and storage capacity. The pants are water repellent and will do a pretty decent job on a light rain or accidental splashes. Storage-wise, it has all the pockets that one might need, featuring 2 hand pockets, a single back pocket, and 2 massive cargo pockets on the side. The cargo pockets are the design highlight of the pants, while providing you with technically 4 additional pockets, but there are some very frustrating design choices here. Firstly, it does have some pretty decent size, providing ample amount of storage space to fit most of your ADC carry. The utilization of the YKK waterproof zipper paired along with the water resistant fabric will be able to keep your belongings dry for the most part. In addition to that, there's also a top access compartment, but due to design decisions, the left pocket is basically unusable because they decided to add this strip of moly webbing, leaving a huge gap at the side of the pocket. More often times than not, there's a pretty high chance of things just falling out. To make matters worse, the top compartment of the pocket is being held just by this little portion of stitching. Now, I'm not a seamstress nor a designer, therefore I don't know what is the real reason that they are unable to seal the sides up. But here is a general tip that you don't need to be either one to know about. If you are going to be designing or adding something that would hinder the functionality of a piece, take it off. What is the use of having a moly webbing system when it completely hinders a totally functioning pocket? And if they really want to add the moly webbing but are unable to kind of seal the sides up, then don't make a mezzanine style pocket and instead create a side access opening but with an enclosure system. This is the total opposite of what functional wear even is, because let's be real here, the moly webbing is really just for aesthetic reasons and nothing more. Sure, on paper we could go ahead and add some sort of mod attachment onto it, but because of how thin this pants is, I personally would not even try to add anything onto it, just so that it doesn't add additional weight and potentially sag the pants down. Thankfully, the right side of the cargo pocket only have a very small opening. It's still usable considering that the hole is relatively small and you could only probably fit a pant inside that hole. Just really quickly, in terms of styling wise, although these are supposed to cater more towards a techwear aesthetic, I do feel like because of the silhouette of the pants that is very baggy and have a straight cut, it fits better with a more casual streetwear look in my opinion. That being said, there are elements of techwear that you are able to implement into the outfit to have this sort of hybrid look between 2 different styles. Overall, it's a fairly simple piece to style, and I think if you are transitioning from streetwear and wanting to try out functional wear while still having more of the similar look, then the silhouette of the pants might interest you. In conclusion, what can we draw or learn from this pair of pants? I feel like this is a showcase on why proper functional wear are so expensive, because at the end of the day, high performance materials as well as good craftsmanship does not come cheap. And to try to bring all of this into a very low price point, something is bound to be sacrificed here, and in this case it's really the material choices. Paired with some very poor design decisions, I really am pretty disappointed overall. And this is such a shame because I really do like their tote bag that they've made in the past, which I think is a fantastic product. If they were to just focus on making a pair of pants without all these additional gimmicks and just try to nail the fundamentals right, I do believe that this could be a great entry-level pair of pants for those who just got started into techwear and are on a very tight budget, as I actually really do like the silhouette of the piece and how it fits on the body. Unfortunately, this is something that I personally would not recommend, simply because I'm the type of person who would rather invest into pieces that will hold up for the many years to come, even after countless of usage. And I understand that functional wear can get very expensive, but I do believe that if you really are wanting to venture into this style, it's much better to save up and pick up something better. Because trust me on this, you will get so much more enjoyment and wear value from those pieces rather than a bunch of cheaper ones. If you're still interested in the look and design of the pants, I am giving away this pair for free. All you have to do is to just pay for the shipping, and depending on where you live, shipping can get pretty expensive. So if you are interested in them, all you have to do is to just leave your Instagram handle down below in the comment section, and I will proceed personally DM the first person to do so. I'm also planning to send this pair of pants to the tailor to get the buttons fixed or even changing it out completely to a better one before sending it out. That is basically all my thoughts and opinions on the crop long pants by JWEEP. What are your thoughts on them, or would you consider picking one up yourself? Do let your thoughts be known down in the comment section below and let's discuss about it. If you have watched all the way to the end, thank you so incredibly much, because it really does help to end the number of hours that the channel needs in order to qualify to start generating a little bit of revenue. Also, if you did enjoy watching today's video, please do me a favor and hit the like button. And if you are new to the channel or just haven't been subscribed yet, it would really mean the world to me if you guys can go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. That is all I have for today's video. Please do stay safe out there, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.